Has the Premier League ever been more challenging?
Right, well, I feel welcome. Dit is my home and I want to achieve success. Okay?
Oh, hello and welcome back to MUFC Realist TV the day after. How good does it feel to be a Manchester United supporter at the moment? You just have to believe, because I've been adamant on this channel, keeping a positive vibe to see. We have to believe that Erik Ten Hag will turn this around. But it's been torrid few weeks for Manchester United, both off the pitch, and the atmosphere feels a little bit better now after, the back-to-back victories. We're talking about 2 victories in a row, and as soon as we turn things around, as soon as we start winning games, the overall atmosphere around the fan base and within the players' camps as well turn around. We saw beautiful smiles from Anthony Martial, we saw beautiful team performance with goals, but we also saw Sofyan Amrabat's debut. And I've been a very, very advocate about Sofyan Amrabat ever since the first transfer window. I had Alfredo Pedola in the interview. I want to go in straight to talking about exclusive of Sofyan Amrabat. Both me and Alfredo been saying Sofyan Amrabat to Manchester United, no problem. Right. There's been reports coming out after that he was like a whiskers away from joining Liverpool, but I'm just going to tell you that rumor is not true according to what Chris Wheeler was reporting, because first and foremost, on this channel, myself and Jarvis Cocker, together with Alfredo Padula, the Italian sports journalist, that was so right with the spot on with all the transfer news regarding Andrew Onana. He broke it regarding Rasmus Højlund. We also had exclusive interview and collaboration with Alfredo on this channel as well. You can check out that link as well. So the fact is that Amrabat waited 3 months for Manchester United to come and get him. He refused every single bid, and the fact that Chris Wheeler was saying that he was a whiskers away from joining Liverpool is fake news, to be honest. He only wanted to play for Manchester United. He rejected Klopp and Liverpool twice. But anyway, moving on, with so many injuries and absence from the squad, the manager Ten Hag has been under scrutiny. But I'm proud to say that today, I see this. I actually see this. Ten Hag, the club, is planning to have contract talks with Erik Ten Hag. Seems to me that the contract negotiations is due now, after 18 months since he signed, and the apparently the Arnold and Murta are very happy with Ten Hag, what he's done so far. Chief Executive Richard Donner has been given autonomy over the process since he's appointed, and attempt to process as normal regards with contract renewals with player staff such as Marcus Rashford, but also Ten Hag. Arnold and Murta is believed to be understood very happy with Ten Hag and want to continue to give him further full backing. Now, for me, that is absolutely amazing. This is exactly what we've been needing to nip the things in the bud, if you know what I mean, because it's been, some apparatus in the establishment, in the press corps, they've been trying to create a divide and conquer to get Ten Hag out of the club. But I think we bought into that BS in a way, but it's been just sheer diabolical with what he had to deal with the Sancho story, with the Harry Maguire story, with Anthony, by the way, and looks like Anthony is now coming back to face the music. He's handed over his phone to the British police, so apparently voluntarily, and with somebody is handing over the phone voluntarily to have a chat with the Great Manchester Police, that oozes confidence in me that has nothing in this story whatsoever. So I think he's backing himself, and hopefully we'll see a resolution. But we're not going to talk about that, because we're going to reflect over, Ten Hag so far and the 2 winning games and Sofyan Amrabat. So if we're really looking at reaching deep down, soul searching, we had so many injured players, the fans was getting behind it. It was stunning to see Sofyan Amrabat on Tuesday, what he means to the team. Yeah, he's been the missing link that we needed. And the answer was 60 minutes or 65 minutes what he displayed. Oh my God, this guy is a tank. This guy is a destroyer. He was everywhere. He was on the left. He was on the right. He was in the middle. He was going forward. He was breaking up the line. This is absolutely crucial. And by the way, Casimiro is our leading goal scorer at the moment. And I believe that with Sofyan Amrabat playing in that CDM role, we will see more goals from Casimiro. I think that Sofyan Amrabat would liberate Casimiro to go more forward and be more the danger, like, they can string the passes along. They can actually be a threat in the goal box. So this is just amazing. 3-0 victory. Garnacho's goal. Oh, lordy. The confidence back with Anthony Martial. He was smiling. When Anthony Martial smiles, it feels great. Then a happy Martial is a productive Martial. Is this the catalyst now for us going forward? We have easy run of fixtures from now. I mean, we are actually playing Crystal Palace again on Saturday, and then we have kind of easy fixtures like Brentford, Palace. We have Champions League. 27th of October is the big test. I believe that this is the big audition to get all these injured players, Mason Mount, Kobe Mainoo, get them all gelling together again, because our season starts now. But the big test is on the 27th when we host Manchester City and Pep Guardiola. I kind of feel a little bit giddy that we are going to upset City, when they come and visit us. Because now, this feels like up to now we had our preseason and we had our share injuries. We were the only team in the whole Premier League that had 11 players injury. That's half of squad. Well, if you look at football, it's a funny game, right? We had our fair share of injuries, but rest assured that other teams in the top 4 will also have their injuries. Liverpool's been lucky, City's been lucky, Tottenham's been lucky, but rest assured that's going to come later on this season as well. So it's important for us that we can actually now rotate our squad. It becomes a really big headache. Who do we pick? Bruno, Rashford, Garnacho. Who do we pick in the midfield? Who do we pick in the attacking forward line? That is for Ten Hag to solve, but that is a positive headache to have. We're talking about squad depth all of a sudden. When we had, healthy squad members coming back, we can now see that Ten Hag is playing the style of football that he wants. So what position did actually Sofyan Amrabat play against Crystal Palace? Well, it was kind of a little bit of a fluid role. I must admit that a lot of fan base was asking, I saw that on Twitter. They were moaning and whining. Why is he playing on the left? Hold your horses. He played a very fluid role. Well, there was excitement against us fans, the Amrabat being giving a sort of a start against Palace. There was also the disappointment to see him deployed as a left back. That was due to the injuries of Luke Shaw, Tyler Malacia, and Sergio Reguilon being ill. However, United dominance on that right and on that night and on the left and on the middle helped them to push bodies forward, and Amrabat soon found himself floating between left back, central midfield, and centre back. Harry Maguire, on the other hand, would often push to the left with Casimiro and Amrabat, plug in the gaps where it was necessary. But also, it was also so important to see that the way we were playing was the fullbacks was tucking in to provide that overload, we were 6 in the middle. But also so important to see that the wingers was holding it wide. Garnacho was playing wide. We also saw that, Pelistri was also holding it wide with, meaning that we have a sort of overdraft or overload in the midfield, overlapping. Instead of overlapping, we were kind of tucking in, closing down that midfield and playing out to the wide. In the second half, though, Victor Lindelof was introduced for Mason Mount, though, who had a stellar performance. Mason Mount, felt like, wow, have you been injured for 5 weeks? Have you been gone? Didn't really look like it. He did an amazing job. You can call assists sub-assists as well, because he was sub-assisting for the first goal as well. And he had an assist on the corner as well. So talking about 007, no way, he had actually two assists in this game, according to my opinion. But Victor Lindelof was also amazing. He came in as a left back, allowing Amrabat to form a midfield 2 with Casimiro. Now, this is the future for me. The midfield 2 with Casimiro and Amrabat. That makes the difference. This is something that we've been crying out for. As alluded before, Amrabat will sit, while Casemiro will be more bombing forward, box to box. If Casemiro is now our leading goal scorer, imagine with Amrabat sitting deep, how many more goals will Casemiro score? Let me know in the comments what you think. Will Casemiro get more goals with Sofyan Amrabat sitting deep? But however, if you look at that midfield, that gives us a little bit more clearer look how the midfield will play going forward, right? With Ten Hag playing to get him the peak fitness with Amrabat, it was understandable that Amrabat couldn't complete the full 90 minutes. We can understand that. He gave him the run of form of 60. So that's kind of increasing his confidence, but I've never seen somebody come in and, except Bruno, on his first debut, dominating, bossing, giving an almost 10 out of 10 performance, right? He didn't put one foot wrong. Honest to God, right? And we were criticized for not even stringing long passes, but if you look at it, we have 69% of possession, right? We had 796 passes completed and 90% pass accuracy. Wow, that tells you a different picture like from before. 90% pass accuracy. This gives us a fan a little bit insight what we want to achieve, right? So if you look at the Sofyan Amrabat stats against Crystal Palace, it was so difficult even to name a player of the match or man of the match. We can even separate them. It was like Siamese twins, but somebody's got to win. Amrabat was busy, providing incredible hard for Palace attackers to get past. You shall not pass. He won approximately 100% of all the tackles made on yesterday's game, and 5 out of 6 on his duels. It wasn't just his tackling. I mean, it wasn't just his tackling that caught the eye. Amrabat was extremely tight and in possession as well, registering 96% pass accuracy out of 81 passes, with 5 of his 6 long-range passes reaching the targets. Wow. We have a tank. We have a destroyer, what we've been looking for. Then, post-match interview, Amrabat was interviewed by Sky Sports after the match and spoke versatility and willingness to play wherever he's asked. That is a player. He even quoted, "I told the manager, I play wherever you need me to." Ten Hag said it also in his press conference interview after. Yeah, he can play anywhere. But of course, we recruited Amrabat to play as a CDM. But that shows his versatility, right? He even said, "You can even play me as a goalkeeper. I'll play wherever I can help the team." That's positive. That is somebody that's willing to fight for the team. "Today I was a left back," he said, "but I had a bit of a free role. I think I also played a lot in the middle. So yeah, it was nice. It was good," Amrabat said. I think I see what he said, quote, "I think you see, I like to touch the ball, right? I like to have the ball always. Of course, I am not a left back who plays from the line and waits there. So yeah, I try to give them an extra option. And I think today it was okay." Amrabat, my friend, it was more than okay, according to what we've been seeing, like what people have been praising you afterwards, like on Twitter, on socials. Ten Hag was very happy post-match. They said Sofyan is a player, and that is one of the reasons why I signed him. So guys, we are absolutely moving forward, and I'm so pleased to say that we have somebody that's been waiting 3 months to join this squad, the only to wanted to play for Erik Ten Hag. And where do we go from here? Do we now have a headache to say, who do we start in the midfield? Who's going to play up front? Well, that's not for me to say. That's for Erik Ten Hag to choose. Pick the best players for the right moments, and we'll be all right. From now on, we're kicking off the season. Guys, let me know what you think in the comments below. This has been Mick Ruby from MUFC Realist TV. Talk to you later and see you to the next video. Bye for now.
That's all, folks.
Thank you so much for stopping by and watching MUFC Realist TV. Don't forget to like and subscribe and follow us on the socials.